Second speaker for tonight is working in the basic communication and leadership manual. She's doing speech project number 9. The objectives are to persuade listeners to adopt your viewpoint or ideas to take some action, to appeal to the audience's interests, to use logic and emotion to support your position, to avoid using notes. So what we've heard for 5 to 7 minutes as Toastmasters Club members is all about gambling rules. Gambling rules, having been delivered by a person who's always working, seldom present in meetings, but will never give up on attaining competent communicator status.
Yeah.
And that would be Carol and Chua, Toastmasters.
Put away my notes. Good evening to everybody. My title for speech number 9 is Gambling Rules.
Wow.
So let me just put you all at rest. The title is intentionally mysterious because there are two ways of taking it on. First is gambling rules because gambling has ruled my life in the worst way possible, and gambling rules in the educational sense, like how to lead us not to become a gambling addict. So let me share a little bit more about myself. I just turned 33 years old last week. And this is the shocking part. I have exactly 50,000 pesos in my bank account. And that is exactly how much I am worth right now. It could have been 500,000 pesos if my mom would have just controlled her gambling addiction, her compulsiveness, and her obvious and until now she still cannot take it out of her system. Okay. Well, I could understand why the lure of gambling is so seductive to people. First, you would see the pristine facade of the casinos, the blinking lights like Las Vegas, you have Macau, you have Monaco, the glamorous places. And if you had that money, you had the chance of earning easy money. Like just bet 1,000 pesos and just at the blink of an eye, you get 2,000 pesos back. Okay. And lastly, I could understand the experience of the rush of winning that much money in just a few seconds, without even batting an eyelash, without even lifting your hand. You just earned that much money already. So now I'm left with the decision, what is gambling to me? And I say that I loathe gambling, and you will never, never, never catch me gambling at a casino. Of course, there are so many facets of gambling. There are so many different types of gambling. You have types of gambling and gamblers at that. You have the professional gambler who is controlled, who does it professionally for money and makes a living out of it. You have the social gambler who just plays for fun, for leisure, and maybe does it just because they're bored. And the worst part is the pathological and the problem gambler, and that is where my mom falls into. That is the category that my mom falls into. I remember growing up when she would leave me at the hotel lobby for hours on end. I would just be sitting there at the lounge looking so stupid and looking so forlorn. And my mom just never cared that I was just waiting there, and I was like 6 or 7 years old.
Wow.
You just left me.
So gambling really has a negative impact on my life. Well, to cut the story short, you can count on me. You can count on it that you will never catch me at a gambling facility or succumbing to gambling activities. And you don't have to bet on it. Now, let me ask you, how many of you are gamblers? How do you try to control that impulse? Well, based on my experience, my hard-earned life experience, well, let me share with you. Well, try to think of it in these 4 ways. Okay, just do it for leisure. Do it because you want you just don't have you don't have the extra money, or you just do it for fun, and you're not hurting anybody else. Second, you're not going to hurt your reputation because you're not going to go to loan sharks. You're not going to become a slave of credit cards. And you will not forsake your family to suffer because of your selfish motives. So, thank you to everybody, and I hope that I was able to impart some of my experiences, and I sincerely enjoin all of you not to fall into problem gambling. Thank you.
Please welcome speaker number 2, Carol Chua.
Okay,